All right, whoa, that's a close-up. Boy, I look horrible. Hi. Hi, everybody. So we've actually done something unprecedented today. We are ahead of schedule. That's never happened before. So yeah, I'm here to sit down with some of our runners and interview them and see how we're doing. With me, I've got Killer Chair.
Hello, it's me.
I've got Floha. 258?
8.
Oh, okay. I've got Heinke.
Yo.
And I've got Viper.
Hello.
So basically, we're just going to sit down and have a quick chat about speedrunning, how you got into it, how things, how things are doing. Like, let's start with you, Killer Chair. How did you first get into speedrunning?
Getting into speedrunning was actually fun because I watched Metroid Fusion 100% run.
Mm.
And I was so impressed by seeing that whole thing that I decided I'm going to start speedrunning Mega Man 04. I don't know how that connection exactly happened, but it's also one hell of a game to start off with the Mega Man 0 game. That's not easy.
Gotcha. So, I mean, what drew you to that specific game? Is it just a childhood favorite, or?
I wanted to make sure that the game I started speedrunning on was a game that I could play like a million times and never get tired of it. Even if I play it now after a couple of hundred runs of practice, I'm still like, this is good. I'm having a great time, having a blast. The game's just so stylish. It's wonderful.
Nice. Yeah, that's good advice, too, is
yeah.
to run something that you're not going to get bored of.
Yeah.
What's that game for you, Heinke?
I mean, for me, that is Deus Ex and Deus Ex Human Revolution. I mean, both were games I've learned in 2014, or in 2013, actually. And I'm still running them on and off, and they're like the game whenever I feel like doing a speedrun, I'm like, I'm just starting Human Revolution, just go for it.
Mm. Now, speaking of that, like, what's the hardest trick that you run in that game?
In Human Revolution, there are multiple tricks, but I wouldn't say that they're all hard. I mean, that is the problem because I'm doing it now for such a long time. Everything is muscle memory at this point. But if I would say something that would be considered a hard trick for a beginner, that would be the fire extinguisher boost, where you need to put a mine on the fire extinguisher, drop it to the bottom, trigger the mine, and then stand on the fire extinguisher to get boost up.
Okay. So, Floha, I got a question for you. This one's pretty specific. Have you ever had a run completely fall apart during a marathon?
Yes.
How'd you handle that?
Badly. No, I mean, it's like, especially during like, I mean, I'm not really sure if I'm known for this, but you know, the Fire Emblem games that I run are very RNG heavy sometimes. And I mean, for marathon runs, it is important to have backup saves. So like, if you don't hit specific thresholds, if the RNG is really not on your side, then I mean, you just basically get a hope. And if you don't have it, then backup saves are the way to go. Because especially if you don't hit some specific thresholds, it's gonna be really hard to continue to run as is.
Now, when it comes to that, then, do you prefer, say, more riskier strats if you've got the backups for it, or do you prefer to do more consistent runs for a marathon?
I mean, consistency is definitely the key. I mean, it always depends, like, what is the investment into the risky strat? Like, if I go for the risky strat, what is the expected time loss if I don't hit it? Like, I mean, there's like the modern Fire Emblem games always have like turn resets, so you can just rewind the turn and try again if you don't hit the attack. But in like other games, in like the older games, it is, you don't have the turn reset, so if you don't hit the attack, you might have to reset the whole map, which is then like a 3 or 4 minute time loss.
Gotcha. Let's go down the line. I've got a question for all of you. What's the strangest or the funniest glitch that you've encountered in one of your runs?
Encountered or actively used to my benefit?
Yes.
All right. So a game that I used to run, we'll get back into, is Broforce. And at one point, I encountered a glitch while beating a certain boss that has like, it yells at you and it pushes you backwards. And somehow that yelling effect from the boss was kept into the next stage. And so it just pushed me to the top left corner of the map for no reason at all.
Okay.
I have no idea how that happened, never been able to reproduce it, and it's absolutely not useful for the speedrun.
Those are the best glitches.
It's
Come on.
wonderful.
How about you, Floha?
Yeah, this is also really interesting because I'm gonna try to explain how things are normally supposed to be like. So in Skyward Sword, you have like this before the third dungeon, you have like a section where you need to do like multiple mini dungeons, so to say. Not specifically mini dungeons, but you can kind of say they're mini dungeons. And there are like these time shift stones where you can like basically, so in the present, there's like a lot of sink sand, and in the past, there is no sand basically. And normally you're like supposed to hit that time shift stone to make the sand disappear. But the sand is probably only like kind of on the surface. It doesn't go all the way down. So I don't know how this happened, but you can somehow glitch through the sand, like going onto a platform or something like that. I have no idea how it happens. It has like no use. I have probably like a really old clip of that where I'm like super confused of what exactly happened. And yeah.
Very cool. I've got a real easy one. Mine is the one and only glitch that I kind of know how to do, and it's in Thank Goodness You're Here. At the very beginning of the game, you can sometimes double or triple jump against the wall, which allows you to immediately jump out of the window and start the game without having to do any of the beginning intro stuff. I'm gonna try to pull that off during one of my runs tomorrow. You know, little sneak peek that's one of the things in Nordic's stupid hat trick. So I'll try it. I suck at it. We'll see if it works. But it is kind of funny that you can just yeet yourself out the window without any help. How about you, Heinke?
Yeah, there was once a very interesting glitch I had, which I'd never seen like until 3 years ago, where I was doing a run of Deus Ex Human Revolution. You have to go down the elevator, and there's normally a voice line with Pritchard, and that, for whatever reason, it bugged completely out, and he was just saying, Pritchard, 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 and I was like, what is going on? I've never heard that before, and I was sitting there confused in the stream, and I was like, okay, and he didn't stop for like 10 seconds, and suddenly it just cut off, and I was like, okay, I guess I just continue with the run now, but it was very weird.
Very cool. Viper, finally with you.
Mine was in the original Driver. There was a specific glitch that we use in the run in Los Angeles. It's like one of the runs that we've done, well, one of the glitches we've been doing for years now. And instead of the car going into the sea and then that's it, the car sinks, that's the mission over, the car just kept flipping over and over. It's like the glitch just would not stop. And eventually the car just stood upright and then slowly fell back down, landed on its roof and then sank. And it must have felt like a million years have passed. But I was like, that's hopefully never going to happen again. And sure enough, it never did. But it's a case of how glitchy some glitches can be and that sort of thing. But yeah.
Very cool. All right, so a couple more questions, and then we'll give it back to some actual speedrunning content and not just talking about speedrunning. But for me, like, I very much enjoy the fact that this is a charity event. This is a community event first and foremost, but this is a charity event. We're trying to raise money for a real good cause. What does it mean to all of you to do that, to be a part of a charity event like this, and not just speedrunning on your home setup?
To me, it's kind of like something I find very interesting is globally, like the view of gamers is kind of like, oh, you hole up in your room and you play a video game and that's it. You never socialize with people and all that. And an event like this, accompanied by charity, kind of shows the world like, hey, look, we're all here, we're playing video games together as a community, and we're doing something good with our hobby. It's just a powerful message to speak to people, essentially.
Excellent.
Yeah, for me, it's also something like doing something good with your hobby because, yeah, you're like thinking maybe, like, what am I even doing here? But but then you see like these amounts that you raise with the runs that you are doing for charity, which is so amazing. Just seeing all these numbers, like adding up all the events that I've run for and everything, I'm like probably in like multiple hundreds of thousands, and like it's really cool just seeing all of this, because you're doing something good in the world. And like depending on the cause, like there are also some causes that are near to my heart because I've experienced them firsthand, and yeah, it just fills my heart.
Floha, you do amazing work with Bingo-thon and the money that you raise for your charities. It's what, Fred Hutch and
Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah, and I mean, I've personally been a part of the Bingo-thon community for a while as well. I mean, that's how I drug you into this over here in Norway in the first place. But no, there's something super special about seeing those numbers go up while you're on stage. There's a feeling it's undescribable. You just have to try it. You have to be here. You have to do it to understand it. Heinke, how about you?
Yeah, for me, it's like always a nice gathering of friends and family around the world. Like, because like I said, since 2013, I've been around and going to events everywhere, just chilling, hanging out with people. And that's like what makes it so great. Like everyone is coming together and you do something for a good cause, like different charities, different projects, and you just help out and just spread the word that in the world you can help out and to show something. Like in regards, like yes, everyone is doing some sort of work behind the scene and there's so much going on. It is really cool, and that is what I like about it.
Excellent. And then Viper?
I think my main one is the fact that, like you, as Killer Chair was saying, you have the sense of community, friends, family that turns up. Events have obviously gotten bigger and more. Gaming events have shown up in the speedrunning scene over the last couple of years, especially due to the pandemic, of course. But I think most of all, and I think this is one of the key things, is that obviously it costs money for us all to travel here. Let's not beat around the bush, that does happen. But realistically speaking, that goes out the window the moment you get there. The moment you get to the events, you don't think of, I spent this amount, or I spent that amount. It's a case of meeting people, seeing people, socializing with people, playing your favorite game, or seeing someone that play a game that you played maybe as a child and thought, now, there's no way that'll be wrecked. My childhood's never going to be ruined, and it ends up being because someone's played a game like that. But there's a lot of different things to it. I would say, like, as we were saying, main sense is sense of community and friends more than anything else.
Excellent. All right, Viper, I'm going to have one more question for you, but I think we're going to go ahead and get ready for the next run. So I want to thank you all for coming here. Not just the four of you, everybody who's here. I mean, it is not cheap to come to Norway and to come to events like this. Norway is considered to be one of the more expensive countries in the world to do this kind of thing. And so I appreciate everybody coming here, big time. And I wish you all the best of luck on your runs going forward. For everybody watching, remember, your donations are going straight to NRK TV Aksjonen and the Atlas Alliance. It's an amazing cause. It is literally the world's largest volunteer effort, and we're here to kick it off early. So every kroner helps. And remember, you can put your donations towards our upcoming goals and bid wars. We've got lots of them. We've got goals for unlocking cutscene percent in Command and Conquer. You know, spies. We've got different games. Sorry, whatever. It's just as bad, isn't it?
Or good, depending how you see it.
No, it's bad. You know it. We've also got a fun one that we have our retro game arcade here on site that we don't have a name for, and you can put your donations towards naming it, and we're going to make that the permanent name for this thing. Right now, it's something really stupid, and I love it. But I'd like to see some more options pop up. It would be fun to name it something fun. So that kind of thing, like we've got all kinds of other things coming up. There's a ton of donation incentives that haven't even been released yet. So stick around for that. And right after we're done here, we're gonna be diving right into the world of Karma Flow, the rock opera video game. This is sick. It is so cool. And you know, no pressure, but when we got the submission video for this, derusting casual world record. Why not? So
As you
it was
do.
pretty freaking amazing. You're not going to want to miss this. So,
Can I interrupt a second, Nordic?
no.
I'm so sorry.
Of course you can, Tim. Please join us.
Thank you very much indeed, because as you've just been talking, we have received a 1,000 kroner donation
now.
from Null Sprite, who says, the most awesome people at the most awesome event, you all rock. We've also received 250 kroner from Jens. Good luck, everyone. Good to see many of the same lads back. And thank you so much again. The crash run was great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everybody's generosity. It does mean a lot. We do this because of the love of the community, of the games, and of course to raise money for good charity. All right, last question, Viper.
Uh-oh.
If you could speedrun any real life task, what would it be?
Dishwashing.
Thank you very much to Nordic and our amazing interviewees there, Viper, Heinke, Floha, and Killer Chair. Thank you so much indeed. You are watching NSG Fall 2025. We are raising money for the NRK TV Action, Atlas Alliance, and please, we have 6,469. Nice. Quota. I seem to be saying that every single time I announce the donation total, so let's see if we can keep the 69 going for the rest of my shift here. I'm going to be with you for the next 2 or 3 months, and coming up next, as we mentioned, we do have the incredible Karma Flow, the rock opera video game by the awesome Random Pink Bunny. We will be getting that set up very shortly. Please keep your donations coming in. It is an absolute honor and a privilege to be here. I'm seeing the fantastic antics going on there on camera. So please keep your donations coming in. Please stay tuned. Keep with us.